And we're back with episode 13 of the incredibly famous, only in my mind, show. Have I told you about this? This is the show where each week, me, Brad Comgenic, your host, my mind takes me someplace, and then I go down rabbit holes with it, and I come and share it with you. This week, in episode 13, we are going to be taking a look at a couple of wildly different things. The first thing are something called Blockees. Like Lego is Lego. Well, this is Blockees, and these are transformers. Um, the graphic here doesn't really do them justice. That's the beginner level version. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the one that I did, and man, it truly is a rabbit hole. These things are amazing. They look amazing. I am terrible putting models together, but don't worry about it. You're gonna love them when I show you. Also, there's a little game that's been out there, and it's been out there for a long time, and virtually no one's playing it. It's a wonderful hidden gem. It's called Skull and Bones. You see, this week, as I was just going about my week, we've got snowy weather here where I live, in Indiana. So I had a lot of extra free time, couldn't really go outside. So as usual, start watching YouTube videos for inspiration. And this one guy whose show that I watch about comic books, because I'm still an avid comic book reader, uh, bought something called a Blockee, and it was a Transformer one. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Uh, so it turns out that they are model sets that you can buy, and you're going to be surprised when you hear what the price is on these things, and what you can get like a whole case of them for. It's incredibly low, um, and they look great. They're posable. Everything else. They take no tools to put together. You know, I know in the past I've tried both. I tried to put together some really cool Star Wars model kits, and after 10 minutes, I had my fingers all glued together, and then they told me, "Oh, you need to paint them," and I couldn't paint worth anything. So then I went to the Snap Tight models, and they just look like cheap toys. They look terrible, and the paint jobs were bad on those things and everything. Blockies has it right. I can't wait to show it to you in segment 1 of the show this week. Now, in segment 2, as I called a friend of mine to show him my finished Blockee, because he and I do art together. We do 3D printing and things like that. So he's like, "Hey, by the way, need you to go buy this game out on Steam. We're gonna play it together. You're gonna love it. It's called Skull and Bones." And my head just dropped, and I'm like, "Oh no, that's that Ubisoft game that was kind of a spin-off of Assassin's Creed Black Flag." And this is only just the ship combat of it, and the game had been delayed after delay after delay after delay, and then when it came out, everyone said, "This is junk, this is trash, don't play it," and I didn't. So I wasn't really keen on picking it up or spending any money on this, because from time to time, I mean, this is the same friend of mine. We play Arc Raiders constantly. We play Helldivers too constantly. So, I trust his judgment. So reluctantly, I bought it, and I found my new passion. And wait till I show it to you in segment 2 of the show this week. So with that said, let's get started down the path um, of the show. And what I'm going to do is start us off here with the slideshow for the Blockies, the Transformer model toys. Okay. What are these? Well, again, Blockee is the name. Okay. You can search it. You'll be able to find them on Amazon, but you'll find a smaller selection. You can actually just go to Blockees, BLOCKEES.com, and you can see everything they sell there. Okay. Um, they're just a line of buildable action figures and model kits. and they're produced by a Chinese company. And these are officially licensed Transformers characters, alongside other pop culture icons. They do have some other things, but Transformers are, and so I should share with you too. I've always just been kind of a faraway friend to Transformers. I never really watched the shows, the comics, or I'm sorry, I read the comics a little bit in the 80s and 90s that they put out, but I never ever watched any of the cartoons. But then when the Michael Bay movies came out, I started watching them, and I think they're okay. They were fine, really good kind of just popcorn flicks. But I've always just loved the fact that these were toys that you could transform into other things, and even the transformations on some of the toys were like almost impossible to do. So I just kind of stayed away from the toys too. But these things are eye catchers. They're just the minute you see one, you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to have one of those. And again, don't shy away from the fact when I tell you that these are snap together model kits. You don't need any glue, you don't need any tools. And we're going to go into a video of unboxing one here shortly, I'm going to show you what's inside what you get. Okay. But they're designed for both play and display, which is really cool. The kits are known for their high articulation. I know mine has like, I don't know, some crazy number, like maybe around 40 to 50 points of articulation between every joint that's there. And you can change out hands. And mine has a hand that's holding a gun. And then you can also have, I think the other arm has a flamethrower that's coming out of it. And I have an Optimus Prime, which I'll show you. And the product ranges also, they include blind box and blind bag versions where you can just buy one. You don't know what you're getting. You can look on the back of the box and it'll show you you're getting one of these like 9 figures and you don't know which one. But then there's also the possibility that you got a rare one in there. I really don't like the blind bag stuff. I like to know what I'm getting. So if I'm going to do something like that, I just buy like a case. And that way I know I'm going to get at least every single figure that's in there if they're affordable. Now they have to be affordable. That's number one for me. I'm not going to drop $500 on something like this in any way, shape, or form. But these Blockee's Transformer model toys, they're becoming a cult favorite among I'm like, I went to my local comic book store and now they're carrying them there and they're selling out. Even I'm one of the first people that get to my comic store and they're gone. The new ones are always gone. If if I didn't have a pull list there and have been shopping there for years and know the owner, he pulls them for me. That's the only way I would get one. Collectors are going crazy for them too. These are unlike the traditional transforming toys. Blockees really focus on the assembly experience and the posability of the model. And it offers a unique blend of model kit building along with action figure like play and posing. Each kit really is designed to be assembled again with no tools, no glue, no painting, no nothing. They're just snap fit parts that are pre-painted and pre-cut. And it makes the process accessible even to beginners. I'm telling you, this will be something that when my grandkids get a little bit older, we're going to do this together. They're going to love it. See, the company's approach actually combines the nostalgia of classic Transformers with modern design sensibilities. And it results in figures that are really fun to build, but they're impressive to display. The popularity is further boosted by the inclusion, again, of variant figures that you can try to get that are exclusive to the different releases. Now, there is all kinds of product lines, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but let me just give you some examples, right? You have what's called the Classic Champion product line, and these are just boxes. They're entry level. They even have light up faces and torsos, which are really cool. The target age range for these are like 12 and up, and you get movie and G1 Generation 1 characters. Then they have the Galaxy versions. And these tend to be blind boxes, and they come out in different waves. Again, all of these are like 4.5 4 inch to 4.5 inch figures, and they can have anywhere from 22 to 45 points of articulation. The Galaxy versions are made for target age of 10 plus. Here you get G1, you get the IDW comics, you get movies and rare variants. Then they go on. They have a Shining version. They have action editions. They have the Defender versions. Just crazy amounts of these that you can find like everywhere. They just offer a diverse range of product lines, and each caters to different segments of Transformers fandom, which is what you want something like this to do. Like I showed you earlier, and even here, you see some of the smaller ones made for younger kids. These are great. They're going to bang these things together. And guys, even after you put them together, bang them together, they're fine. They're not going to break. That's what's so cool about them. There are figures that you can actually play with in the younger line. Now, when you get up to something like what you're seeing here, you're not going to want to bang that around, but you can certainly pose it 9 ways to Sunday. That classic champion class is designed as an accessible entry point, and that's where I tell everybody, if you're going to start with the classic champion class. They feature highly detailed figures with light up features and straightforward assembly. Now, the Galaxy version is the most collector oriented because, again, they're released in blind bags and waves with a focus on Generation 1 and IDW comic characters. But everybody there wants the rare chase variants that are sought after. Collectors, unfortunately, are just buying those up to try to get those to resell them, like every other collector does with everything, right? So let's see. Let's talk about some notable figures that you can get here. Obviously, I got an Optimus Prime, but I bought Optimus Prime. I went to Amazon and just purchased it. And let me blow your mind when I tell you I only paid $19 for my figure. And I'll show you here later what that looks like. But they have multiple versions of Optimus Prime across all lines. You can get him in the G1, the movie, even Beast Wars. They have him in there. You can get Megatron. Of course, Bumblebee, who's always a classic favorite. Soundwave, Shockwave, Starscream, Ironhide, Elita 1, Jetfire, Grimlock, RC, Mirage, Scourge, Nemesis Prime, Optimus Primal, Sentinel Prime, and way, way more. And they typically all come with accessories too, like guns or swords or whatever that they would normally have. Blockees has covered a wide spectrum of Transformers lore, as I mentioned, from original G1 to modern movie interpretations and even the IDW comic book versions. Optimus Prime and Megatron, of course, are the favorites, and they appear in pretty much every product line with unique features and accessories. But you're also going to find Bumblebee, Soundwave, and Grimlock are highly represented as well. And again, often with multiple variants and special editions. But this inclusion of these rare chase figures, such as maybe metallic or total transparent versions, they add excitement for collectors. While exclusive releases are tied to conventions or the Blockee Figures Club, which you can get to from their website. They provide additional incentives for dedicated fans, right? I'm never going to seek out any kind of rare chase figure or anything like that through blind bags. If my comic book shop owner tells me he's got one, maybe I'll jump in, but I'm not going to seek those things out. There's just too many other products in the line to not have to worry about it. But like I said, when I went to Amazon and I first saw this, I go, well, I'm just going to pick one up there just to see. So I searched out Optimus Prime. There were so many different versions. I chose the one I did. It was $19. But I could also get this. I could also get a case of them, of 9 of them. It was only $80. That's less than $10 a piece. That's crazy. But that was Amazon. That was Amazon pricing at the time. Because Amazon will put, sales and things going on. So friends, this is a hobby you can get into that's very, very affordable. And We're going to talk about build times in just a minute, okay? The kids' versions only take 5 or 10 minutes to put together. They're just snap, 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 and you're done. But the one that I got, you'll see being opened, and with it being opened, you'll see everything that's there. But the way that they do it, they mark them so easily, and the instructions are easy to follow. Not as easy as Lego, but still easy enough, right? So let's just talk a little bit there about assembly difficulty, okay? Again, with snap together construction, again, no glue, no paint, no nothing. You find the piece, you find the other piece, you snap them together. It's very beginner friendly. Most kits are designed for ages 8 and up, really, with clear instructions and illustrated manuals. And oftentimes, friends, these things are getting so popular, you can even go online to YouTube and search for your like Optimus Prime Classic G1 building, and you can even put in there no commentary. And somebody's got a video out there of them opening it up and putting it together. You could literally follow what they do, like piece by piece. And the complexity, the Classic and the Galaxy lines, they're very straightforward. The Action Edition combines more challenge because the pieces are kind of smaller and there's way more to them, but still, you can do those as well. I already mentioned that numerous YouTube videos are out there with tutorials and build guides, and they're available for visual learners. The assembly process is just the major selling point to me for a Blockee. These kits are engineered for ease of use. These snap fit parts, the way that they're engineered, they only go together one way. You can't put the thing together wrong. If like I was building a right arm and I'm like, well, I hope I have the right arm piece and the left arm piece look kind of the same. I hope I've got the right one. Yeah. Well, you'll see in the instructions, it says grab piece E1, and so you'll find the tab at the top of your of all the pieces together, and it says E1, and then it says grab piece 4. Well, you grab that, and that's it. And then it tells you to go grab D2, piece 5, and just snap them together, and it shows you where to snap them together, and you do, and it's the only way they can go. It's dirt simple, and it's so fast. I put my Optimus Prime together in about an hour, and that was because it was my first one. Now, knowing what I know, when I go to do my next one, Ironhide, probably take me half that time, even though it's just as complex. These things are just accessible to beginners and younger fans, and they just offer a complexity and just a beauty when they're done, and the detail and the painting on these things, and the stickers that are on there. They don't look like bad stickers. They look like they're literally printed on there, and they're just, these kits are the highest quality you're going to find. These are just a fun and a rewarding hobby. But I would be remiss if I didn't speak more about the blind bags and the blind box of availability. So in the Galaxy versions and the Shining versions and the Defender versions, those are all released in the blind box or blind bag format. Now, what do I mean when I say blind box? Well, each wave typically contains 9 to 12 unique figures, and you don't get any duplicates when you buy the full box. And that's what they want you to do. Spend the $80, $90, buy the box, get all the figures, and you'll even get like a Chase figure in there. The Chase variants, though, they're rare. Like I mentioned, some are all metallic. All the pieces are metal. Some they have like special armor on them. Some are half see-through. Some are full see-through. But like when you go your blind bags, here are your odds. 1 in 144. So for every 144 you open, you'd get one Chase in there. So you see, the odds are very, very low that you would get one. That's why they're so sought after. These blind boxes and bags are a hallmark of this Blockee brand. They've added an element of surprise and collectability to each and every purchase. And for collectors, the thrill of unboxing and the chance to pull out a rare Chase variant is their draw. They just love that about that. I'm a TCG player, and collectible card game player, CCG as well. And I play a lot of Lorcana, and I know when I get a legendary card or something like that out of just a pack that I've bought, sends my heart racing, and I love the artwork on those cards anyway, so I know where they're coming from with that. So we've already talked about time to build. In the classic line of like the one that I built for the Optimus Prime, it took me about an hour, but now that I know what I'm doing and I've been through one and I know the instructions, I could do it in half the time pretty easily. Okay, where can you buy these things? Well, I already mentioned Blockees.com website. They offer the full range of everything that they sell, including new releases, exclusives, and set boxes. Now, this may shock you, but again, this is a Chinese product. So, I would tell you, check out AliExpress, even Temu, right? Because I have literally seen some of these more expensive ones on AliExpress for like $3. It's crazy. Now, again, typically you're going to wait 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks sometimes for their shipping, because it's how things are today with tariffs and all this bull that's going on. Everything's gotten more expensive. But I mean, gosh, if you're paying $3 for something that's normally $19 or $20, a little bit more in shipping is not going to kill you. But I'll also tell you, you can find them on Amazon.com. So hit up your Amazon shop and just give it a search. You don't have to buy it. Just take a look at it. You can see a bunch of pictures like I'm showing you here. What do we have next? There is an aftermarket for these things in a resale market. But I really don't want to talk about any of that. I'm not a guy, and I never have been. The only thing I ever kept in its package were my Star Wars action figures from years and years and years ago, and those have all been sold. When my original ones, when the prequel trilogy came, sold those, and then as I got newer ones, when the sequel trilogy came, sold all those. So I don't keep action figures anymore. As I gotten older, I just realized they really just kind of take up space. And friends, you never sell those for as much as you think you're going to sell them for, right? It's just, you have no control over it. But let's talk too about typical price ranges for these different Blockee Transformers. Again, in the classic Champion line, which is the one that I have, they go anywhere from $17.99. They can go all the way up to $27.99 for a single box. Okay, but now you can also find full set boxes for as low as $35.88 from a place like Temu or AliExpress. But they can also go up to, like, on Amazon, like $89.99, right? So that's totally up to you. If you wanted to get like all 9 or 12 of your figures, and know that this is something you love and you're going to keep building that whole line like I am, we'll just buy the box, right? One time $80 hit for me, no shipping from Amazon. I wait a week, they come in, and I've got, I don't know, weeks worth of entertainment ahead of me as I'm watching football or movies or streaming or, really whatever. Now, the Galaxy versions, they'll go anywhere from $8.99 to $12.99. The Shining versions are all $12.99. The Action editions, which are way up there, they're very complex, go from $39.99 to $49.99 a box. So you see, you can get them from all different price ranges. The materials are very high quality ABS plastic, and sometimes you'll get a metal component in with it. I already talked about articulation, 22 to 42 different points typically. You can pose these things 8 ways to Sunday. As I mentioned, I can take the gun and put it in either hand. I can change out hands. I can change the head up and down, left and right. All the arms move, they're all articulated. You can lift a leg up, and Optimus will stand on one leg with the other leg kicked up. That's how well put together these things are. And the accessories are really good as well. As far as packaging goes, when you buy they're all shrink wrapped. Typically, they'll have them in the box because they want you to buy the box, but they'll have the boxes opened in the store so you can pick out and look at the ones that you want. Unless they're blind bags. If they're blind bags, all the boxes look the same and boxes. So you'll just pick one out. That's the one you get. Whatever you get when you go home and you open it, that's what you're getting. Um, Yeah, there are by the way some very small parts. Okay, so that can be a safety hazard for the younger kids. So you're going to want to make sure that they're kind of kept away from where you're building your figure. So why don't we now? Let me stop this and let me start. Let me show you. That is my um, figure. What do you think? That's my Optimus. He cost me 19. That was it. You can see the box behind him. Took about an hour. His arms move. You can see on his left arm, he's got some fire coming down. He's shooting flame out of the arm with a clenched fist. The right leg there is actually up off the ground a little bit as if he's taking a step, and the face is looking up like he's looking up at a foe. And then he's got a he's he's got his gun there in the other hand. And then here is sorry about that. Here is a little bit closer figure in. Okay. Now let me see if I can do something here real quickly. What I forgot to add in one meet. So give me just 1 minute to add this. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this real quickly, and then I'm gonna come to this and say, okay, here we go, and I'll make it bigger so you can see it. This is what you get when you buy your figure. Oops. So you're seeing the yeah, you'll want a knife to you know cut the cellophane and everything with. So we'll just watch real quickly here as this person goes along. That's not me, by the way. Uh, he's got some pretty bad carpal tunnel, or he loves that's might be some kind of crafting glove or something. But so he's getting the cellophane off. Um, he's got the classic one, which is really cool, but he doesn't have Optimus there. But he's kind of showing you everything that you can see. It shows all the details on the boxes are really really good. But you'll get anywhere from 2 to 4 bags inside of that box of parts. So we'll let him keep going here. Sorry, the video's a little chunky. Not sure why. Here we go. I just love the artwork on these boxes, as you can see on the sides, all the way around, and then on the back it tells you which character that you got and everything. So I took care when I opened mine. But here on his, I think he's got quite a few bags there. So this is what you'll see when you get them, and you'll need a knife to get those bags open. Again, they take great care and quality in this product. So everything is shipped very nicely. All nothing's rolling around or banging together. So a little bit of knife there. Get the bag open, and he'll show you what the pieces look like. They're all already there, as you can see. And then it's got that tab there at the bottom, which has like an A1, B2, C3, or whatever. And then each part, it has a little square above it that has the number on it, like 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you would go to A1, part 1, and you just pull it out. That's what you use. And these things just look absolutely great. Before we move off of the segment, I'll show you mine one more time so that you can see what they look like. Um, but this is really it. You get all of your things set out in front of you. I recommend putting them in alphabetical order. So A1, A2, if there's a 2, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever is there. Then you're going to get another bag. And that bag is going to have your torso in it that's like lighted if you get this classic one. And it has a little plastic piece that stops the battery from connecting. So you pull that out and then it lights up. So his face will light up, the chest plate lights up, and things like that. Well, that's where you'll start with that. But it also comes with some extra accessory pieces in that particular bag. We might see that here. I don't remember. It's been a bit since I watched this opening. But, he's getting everything all set out there. And what else has he got here? Oh, yeah. You also get a stand. And it typically comes in 2 pieces. And then you can put other things in it. Like I put the fire in mine. There's just stands there in the lower right. And hopefully he's going to show us the instruction booklet. Well, yeah, that's the booklet that tells about the light, right? Your battery and everything right there. It tells you what kind of battery to buy if it goes out and how you take the little plastic piece off to get that to work. And it's in a bunch of different languages. Here is the actual instruction booklet. It even shows you like how he's got purple fire that he can put on his base there. And when you open it up, this is what it's going to look like. It's not all in Japanese or Chinese, by the way. It's in multiple languages, so don't worry about that. Even if you get, I've purchased boxes that are in Chinese, but they still have English instructions. But this is what your instruction booklet looks like on the inside. So you kind of set that up in front of you like he did there, and you are good to go. So once again, let me just show you. There is my Optimus Prime as we close up on this particular segment of the show, the Transformers segment. I love the flames. That's like it's almost like he's skidding to a stop there, and the like the orange flame is there. And then we can zoom in and see he's got the red and blue chest plates. You can see his Optimus Prime logo there on his chest. The head moves back and forth. The articulation is great. Friends, these Blockees are the real deal. You want to spend an hour doing something crafty and fun that leaves you with an action figure that I can just pop him right off of there and pose him any way I want, take a bunch of pictures with him and everything. And then with AI, I can even say, hey, put me standing next to Optimus Prime fighting him, and there you go. Right? So you can right into ChatGPT, take a picture that I have right here of this figure and say, put me in that fighting him. And they have so many. I never knew there were so many Transformer characters. There's even one that looks like a boombox. It's absolutely crazy. Now, no, these don't transform. Okay, they don't transform into anything, but they're just the figure that you're getting here. So, these again are called Blockees. They're Transformers, and you can go to Blockees, BLOCKEE.com, see all the products. But then I urge you to buy them somewhere else because they're always cheaper other places. And this is the Transformer line. I hope you have as much fun running down that rabbit hole as I did. All right. Now, let's move on to a little game called Skull and Bones. And you'll be watching the slideshow as I prepare you for the game. So, Skull and Bones comes from Ubisoft. And it's an open world. It is online action RPG, and it's focused on piracy, right? It was developed by Ubisoft Singapore. And yes, it has a player versus player, but friends, right from the menu, you can shut that off and no one can touch you. So that's what I do. I don't want to lose my stuff, right? I already have enough games like Arc Raiders and other games of that nature where I'm already having enough anxiety over, oh my gosh, it's taking me so long to get my level 44 gun. I'm going to go out here and somebody's going to sniper me and I'm going to lose everything. You can turn that on if that's what you're looking for here, but you don't have to. Okay, so know that. So it can just be a single player RPG. Players start as shipwrecked outcasts, and you rise through the ranks to become infamous pirate kingpins. The game is available on PC through Steam, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S, and supports cross-play and cross-progression, by the way. Again, core gameplay sees you in naval combat. There's ship customization, exploration, out the wahoo. You've never seen a bigger map. You know Ubisoft in their Assassin's Creed games loves their maps and how big they are. This map makes Valhalla's map look like baby's first map. and I kid you not, you'll see it as I give you the stats. This game immerses players. I mean, I just want you to take in these screenshots. This is a beautiful game that hardly no one's playing. I think right now at its top, maybe 195 to 250 players are all that's out there, which is crazy for this game. It's vibrant. It's a dangerous world inspired by the second golden age of piracy. Unlike traditional pirate games that kind of emphasize land-based exploration, Skull and Bones centers its gameplay up on the high seas, with players commanding and customizing your own ships. And there's ship customization also for years. And years and years and years and years and years. There's crafting. There's everything. You can make yourself look like anything. You can dress yourself up as anything. You can have pets. My pet crab actually has a skull for a hat that he wears. And the skull has a feathered pirate hat on top of it. You can have anything you want here, right? Customization is up to you for your ship, for you, for even the island that you're on and things. This is a customizer's paradise, right? You're going to engage a lot in naval battles, just like you did if you played Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But the battling here is way better, right? You can also forge alliances and rivalries with other NPC pirates, right? So if you do favors for a certain faction, then you're in good with them, right? But then you can take your ship and go back to dock and customize it out and make it look like something else and then go. And then that thing that you just helped them get, the big treasure, you can sink them and take it. And then it looks like a pirate did it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. The game's open world design really encourages exploration. You never know what you're going to find or run into. There's resource gathering. Just as you're going by islands and things, you can stop by. You can pick up coconuts and like plank wood that's laying around, or treasure chests, or maps, or if there's shipwrecks that are there, you can go through the shipwrecks and see what you can find. There's so many. I'm going to read you a different list of the variety of missions and things in a bit. It'll blow your mind. Now, this is also a persistent online world. And again, it does support solo play and multiplayer. My friend and I play this together. So he and I send him an invite. He joins me, or he sends me an invite. I join him. And then I just go to whatever quest I've got going, and we go off and do it. He's a much higher level than I am. He's like level 12. I'm like level 4 or 5, but it doesn't matter. It's my quest. So he's not just going to walk up and one shot everybody, right? They've lowered him down to make his damage not make all of my quests be cakewalks, because then I would just easily rank up to level 12 and that would be any fun. So they've made it so you can play it, together. And again, you can team up. Like he and I can go out there, turn PvP on, and just murk folk if we want to, or we don't have to. Completely up to us. There's seasonal updates and constantly new and evolving content is being added. The origins of this game, as I mentioned, it began just as a planned expansion, actually, for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, just mostly leveraging the naval combat. In the early development, it was conceived, as an MMO. It was just going to be called Black Flag Infinite. But they shifted direction due to outdated technology and changing design goals. Other games, this game was so delayed over and over again that other games came out, multiplayer games, and by then they lost their market. So they had to switch it. It was announced in 2017, and the game underwent multiple delays and fundamental redesigns. And it completely moved away from historical accuracy, as it was going to try to be, and more toward a creative, player-driven pirate fantasy game. Now, the final vision focuses on player progression, with more quests and side quests and infamy quests and rum running quests and you name it. You will never not have something to do in this game. And it's always fun. That's the thing. I can set out to say, okay, I'm going to go do this next main quest. And all of a sudden a ship pulls up next to me and says, help, help, we're being, the French are after us or whatever. Could you help us? And if you do, I've got a map and I'll give you this map. So I turn around and murk his French ship that's after him. And then he boards my ship, and then he gives me a bunch of silver, and he gives me this pirate treasure map. But the thing is, it's not a full map. So I can kind of make out a coastline. So if I look at the full map, I can only see where I've gone. Everything else is fog of war. So if I can see where that might be, then maybe I sail there and try to land and see if I can find. And once you find these pirate treasures, the big treasure chests, oh my gosh, you start getting all the good stuff. So it's one of those games where you will completely totally forget about the main quest when something weird happens. I was floating along, and all of a sudden, in front of me, I saw this massive thing jump up out of the water. It looked like some kind of hybrid dolphin snake looking thing that was all green and red, and it literally came down and ate a full ship. So I went after it. Because I have torpedoes. I have cannons that shoot these torpedo bombs with fire. And I have long range cannons, so I can stay farther away from him. You put cannons in the front of your boat and on both sides and the back. And you can put different you can put a ballista on, you can put bombardments, you can put rockets on. You can even put in firework balls that at night, if you're just floating around, you want to watch a fireworks show, drop a ball or two in and watch fireworks. There's no end to what you can do with this game. After years of anticipation and skepticism, though, it finally launched in August 2024. And it has had continual updates and seasonal content, with even content further planned into the future. Now, as I'm recording this, Ubisoft has just announced a ton of cutbacks. Even the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake got the axe, and that game has been announced for a long, long, long time. So, what's the future of Skull and Bones? Well, they said they were going to keep doing it, believe it or not. They want to make this a game that more and more people play, and I want to get behind them because, friends, I haven't had this much fun with a game in a long, long time. Exploration, new things constantly. Look at the graphics. Just look at the graphics. You can shoot their sails. You can take their sails out from underneath them, or you can take their rudder out so that they can't steer their ship. If you see that they have barrels that are on board their ship, you can aim to lob up a barrel and blow the ship up that way. Or you can get close to it and have your crew ride ropes across to their ship and take them over that. There's so many ways. There's so many ways. But let me get back to the story. The development of Skull and Bones is really a story of ambition and setbacks and reinvention. Again, originally intended as a Black Flag add-on to just the beloved naval gameplay, the project quickly outgrew its roots, and it evolved into a standalone MMO with a focus on online piracy. However, technical limitations and shifting market trends forced the team to repeatedly rework the game's core systems and its thematic direction. The final product is less a historical simulation. It really isn't historical at all. But it's more of a sandbox of a pirate adventure, with a very strong emphasis on player agency and emergent gameplay. Despite its tumultuous journey, Skull and Bones has carved out a unique niche in the crowded action RPG landscape, and it offers a fresh take on the pirate genre. Again, there's naval combat. This is real-time ship battles. There's ship customization. You can craft, upgrade, and personalize 13 different ships that you can own in your own fleet, each with unique perks and loadouts. There's an infamy system that the progression is tied to your infamy. It's earned through you doing things a pirate would do, sinking other ships, finding treasure, selling things, buying things, right? Taking out other pirates, right? There are job boards posted in some ports that you can go to, or plunder a port. Pull your ship up to a port and just start firing away at it. Before long, ships are going to come at you too. But if you get a successful plunder, you get 4 full treasure chests. 4. Your warehouse will be full before you know it. Definitely plunder a port. But make sure you're looking at the port's level before you do it. You can either go 1, maybe 2 levels above where you're at, and anything under it, you're just going to take it out pretty quickly. Now, there's resource gathering and crafting. You can collect materials and loots and even blueprints. And you can even put a blueprint with another blueprint to make something wholly unique and yours. Now, there are multiplayer and social hubs. You're going to team up with multiple friends and join pirate dens and trading and socializing. And there's social content, which gives you regular updates. It introduces new world events. There's legendary pirate lords that just roam the sea. You never know where they're going to be. You just might run into one of them. And you're going to wish you did, because they're very, very fun challenges. The heart of Skull and Bones lies in its robust naval combat and its deep, deep customization and emergent gameplay systems. Again, tailor your ship any way you want to your preferred playstyle, whether that means you want to maximize firepower, speed, or maybe even durability. My ship, I put a ramming thing on the front of it. So I go full speed right into people and I don't even take any damage. And it almost cuts their ship in half. So I don't need all the firepower. See? There's multiple ways to take people out. The infamy system provides a clear sense of progression, and it rewards bold and successful pirates with access to more powerful vessels and equipment and hidden underground societies, which I haven't even mentioned yet. That resource gathering and crafting add a layer of strategy, and players have to balance risk and reward with venturing into dangerous waters in search of valuable, sometimes often buried loot. And the game's social features encourage cooperation and competition. Let's say you're out on the sea and you find that legendary pirate. Well, send a flare up, and that in-game sends a notice to other people. Hey, I'm here and I need help. Help will come. Even friends, even with only 200 people playing at a time, if I've ever sent up a flare, 3 to 5 ships have come barreling in to help me. This game is going to grow. Just look at it. It's one of the most beautiful games. And friends, as you're going and you're sailing, right? Just imagine you're just sailing, you've taken off, and all of a sudden your crew just starts singing. And they sing a little shanty, right? Can't wait to drink the rum, go out and have some fun, right? And then all of a sudden, storm hits, and water is coming up over the decks, and your crew grab buckets and start shoveling it overboard. But they're not all doing the same, um, animation over and over and over. It's different each time. And if a part of your ship catches fire, they put it out. Or if somebody boards your ship, they may sword fight. Again, your ship is beautiful once you build it and out your way. I've got this beautiful mermaid statue that sits right in the middle of my ship. Every time I take the wheel on my ship, I can look at it. And I can watch water drip off of it or the sunshine on it. Or if I stay out too long, sometimes even seaweed and barnacles will start to build up on it. This is a thriving world. You can get together with other friends and recruit allies, plan heists, even form your own pirate coalition if you want. And the seasonal updates keep new things coming, like krakens or different things that you just never imagined. Now, let me just run through a list of activity types for you. Again, there's pirate capture missions. You need to board and plunder merchant ships. There's treasure maps. You're going to hunt for buried treasure using only clues from the maps. There's rum running or contraband running, where you're going to smuggle goods from port to port. There are sea monster encounters. I mentioned krakens. I told you about that dolphin snake thing. There's so many more things that are out there. There are whole world events. There's PvP battles. Manufacturing and heists are there, along with seasonal contracts. So I tell you what, I've done a lot of talking about this game. Why don't we watch some of it? As you can see right here, this is kind of the beginning of the game. And what you've done is you've thought, oh my gosh, I can take on a couple of these English fleets. Look how tattered and torn your sails are. That's the guy you want to take out right there. And that's a warmonger ship, and it takes a lot to take it down on its own. But it looks like you can do it until the entire British fleet sees what you're doing. So, just for good measure, you go ahead and blast it. And you get him. And you take him down and you think, I've done it. I finally took it down. And then look what's coming at you. And you are done ski. Valiantly fought. But in the end, you lost. But that's okay. Because what happens next starts the game. Gives you a little bit of text about what happens there. You see your ship, the ship that you killed in the in the background, and it's cut in half, and that's your ship laying all in the water there. So I wonder what could possibly happen after that. Clearly you died and all that, right? Because there's not a lot of stuff left there. Oh, see, there's the ship. And there you are, laying on your wood plank. Watch this. Oh, look at that crap. Oh, not on your head. Oh, okay. And you look down into the water, and now you're at the player maker. And there's some presets that you can use here, but you don't have to look anything like any of those characters at the end of the day. You will change every single thing about you. Look, skin tone, body type, body cosmetics. I've got tattoos all over me. Eye color, hair, facial hair. There's hats, there's shirts, there's gloves, there's boots, there's pants, there's leggings, scarves, eye patches, you name it, masks, full face makeup. I crossed a dude the other day that looked like a skull. His face paint looked like a skull. It looked beautiful. There, as you can see, where he's doing some of the stuff to the face and this and that. You can change full eye color. You can make one eye one color if you want to, like half and half, right? Which is nuts. But pirates may look that way. Who knows? You can see he's already changing color and you have full hair. Yeah, they went crazy with hair physics. But even look at the water shimmering on the deck. It's a beautiful game from start to finish. You're not gonna find another game like this in the details. Yeah, if you're a pirate, you gotta kind of have facial hair. And by the way, as the game goes, that grows. And as you age, you will actually age. But right now, this little thing, these smaller boats like this that have no cannons are called dhows. DHOW. They're dhows. And those are what you go out and you hunt in. Like you go to different islands and you might hunt deer or as we're about to see here in just a minute, they're going to get attacked by a little something and you'll see what happens when they do. But, here's the character. See the fire going on in the background? That's the ship you just sunk. You can see the ropes there to the masts. I mean, there's really good animation here. People itching and scratching stuff. You can see the water in the background just kind of lapping up against the ship. She's going to hand you a book. And then again, this is just a tutorial. You're going to see all of this as you play through the tutorial. Did I mention, by the way? I don't think I did. Let me mention this real quickly. I need to find it. So if you play just the main story, just by yourself, no help or anything else, you're in for 35 hours. And that's all you're going to do is just the main contracts, and that's it. No infamy, no nothing else. If you do all the extras, you're in for 140 hours worth of content. And friends, right now, Ubisoft has a sale on this game for $6. That's a $5 bill and a $1 bill. You're not going to beat that price anywhere. Steam recently had a sale. I think Steam has it now. Right before I jumped on, I think they had it for maybe like $17, maybe $18. But just go to Ubisoft, pick it up for $6 and play it. You're going to love it. You'll need a Ubisoft account to log in. But see, here he's got that question mark in front of him. They've discovered this little piece of land here. Once you land, then it'll tell you, oh, it's West Island. That's where I'm at. Then this whole island is something you can go explore. Everywhere. These guys are fighting about something. And then up ahead is the guy that's kind of the leader. And he was a captain of one of those ships that sunk out there. He's a little kind of peed off at you, I think would be the right term to say here. Because, he had other plans and he's going to be held accountable to his captain. The main guy at the main island that you will end up working for yourself. He doesn't want to report back to him with bad news. But friends, just look. I mean, all the flowers are moving. The wind's blowing. These characters, they sweat. Sweat comes off of them. You see different things. Things change spaces. It's not like it's just a static place where somebody just sits on a log until you go talk to them. People get up and they move around. Look at these guys in the background. They're drinking. It's like they feel like they're doomed to stay at this island, that they can't do anything to help themselves. And this guy's like, I need somebody that can go do stuff. It's all pretty from here. It's all pretty easy to to get your bearings, right? So look at that megalodon. Check that out. That's crazy. That's a shark that you're going to fight in the game. It, you raise sails, you lower sails, you can turn left, you can turn right. You can go look behind you and fire cannons behind you. You can, like, my torpedoes are off to the right and to the left hand side. So when I'm firing off to the right, if I just hold in my fire button, I'll see a path off of my ship where they can go, where the torpedoes are going to go. And then when I hit fire, they actually fire off 3 torpedoes out of each cannon, and it'll gut a ship in a heartbeat. And then they explode when they hit. Here you see the guy up on the crow's nest of the ship. And because he's at the crow's nest, he can see what all the island looks like and everything. So you always want to go up to your crow's nest when you find a new area. And then, this is what battle looks like. It's beautiful. There's sparks. There's fire up front of your ship. Your men are on the cannons themselves. It's not like your cannons are just firing by themselves. The waves, there are what are called rogue waves that will come, and they'll just swallow up your ship. They're so big. So you've got to kind of like turn your ship and almost like you're surfing up underneath them so that you don't die in the weather. And lightning will strike too. And you don't want to see ships that size because your ships are always much, much smaller than that. I have not, like I said, my friend's up way higher level than me, and his ship's not even a fourth of the size of that yet. But I love how they've like decked out their sails there and with the skull and bones, and you can do those with anything you want. They've got their own custom masthead at the front of the ship there. The rock formations with holes through and behind them. Check that out. Check out the front of that. That's pretty daggone amazing. Yeah. All right. Again, you can get this on Steam. It's at the Epic Game Store. You get PS5. They have free trials constantly. There's a bunch of DLC and microtransactions that you can get into if you want to, right? If you don't want to work to find all the stuff, because if you work, you can find everything. There's nothing in a microtransaction you cannot get in this game just by yourself. So I talked a little bit about player engagement. Average daily playtime is 4 hours per player that's playing it. That's not bad. At its height, it had 500 concurrent players, but these days, not really that many. I mean, I think maybe the highest I've seen it in all the time that I've been playing it throughout the past week or so has been around 250, 300 people. But the community, it's active, and there's always other people playing it. There's always people going to come up to you and say, "Would you like to join my group so that we can go out and you can help me with my with my quest?" Because there are new people joining still constantly. I mean, when a game's $6, everybody wants to give it a try, right? So, just as some guides for those of you that are going to take the dive in and go, you want to start with your best starter ship. That's the Sentinel Cutter. It's balanced with speed, maneuverability, and self-healing. Yes, self-healing matters on a ship. That's basically your crew members will heal the ship. They'll fix the ship on their own. You need to get fixing fix-it kits that you take with you, right? And you will have to literally click on that to say fix this. But some ships, better ships, your crew will just do it for you. So that Sentinel Cutter is one that you want to focus on. Early progression, you want to focus on your contracts and resource gathering because you'll need resources to buy better cannons just right away. And better sails. Customize your ship the minute you can. Also, upgrade it. Each ship can be upgraded like 5 to 7 times, I think, before you even want to buy a new one. Get in there, play PvP. Everybody's new to this game. Yeah, there's a few sharks out there. But by that I mean people that are just out there to just murk noobs for nothing. But you don't have anything to steal, so what? Right now, this is an economy for new people to play, right? So go out there, smash another newbie, and then grab their treasure chests and things, and it'll help you go, and it'll help you learn the game real quickly. But also play the world events. Look for world events to be happening. Every time you log in, there's a world event happening somewhere. That might be, hey, I need 10 ships to come around and take this one pirate out. Or it may be, hey, a English ship downed somewhere in the ocean. We don't know where. And it took with it the world's largest treasure chest full of gold doubloon. See if you can find it. And it takes a whole bunch of you to go find it and to get it back on shore. So play the world events as well. So in conclusion, for this, for Skull and Bones, just give it a shot. Put $6 out there, give it a shot, play it for a weekend. See if you become as attached to it as I have. I'm telling you, I don't see myself stopping for the foreseeable future. I can already see some of the things that I can get from my pirate ship, like glow in the dark paint, so that when I'm out on the ocean, I look like a ghost, like ghost pirates and stuff. I can already get better pets. I can get cannons that are going to do way more damage. Cannons that whistle when the balls go off, right? And they'll like scream. And I can even get better fireworks. I can get fireworks that are like skulls, and then the skulls start crying and they wipe their eyes and stuff. There's so much customization and emergent gameplay. I've yet to take down a Kraken. I must take down a Kraken to see what I get for that. You know, even sharks in the game. If you take down a shark, you can eat their flesh. You can cook up their fish flesh, and that keeps your crew in better stamina than just regular old like crab meat and things that are there. So, friends, that is Skull and Bones. So, with that said, I now can say, have I told you about Blockee's Transformers and about Skull and Bones? And the answer is yes, I have. And I had a heck of a week with both. I love my Optimus Prime. I love every minute of that hour that I put into it, and then spend another 20 minutes just positioning him just right so he looks perfect on my shelf. And I can't wait to build Ironhide next weekend. $19. You can't beat it. And then Skull and Bones, I can't wait to get my friend back online so that we can go plunder the ocean. Just a little bit further, get a little bit more of my map undone, run a little bit more rum to the next place, get sugar cane so I can bring it back to the people that make the rum. And then maybe, I don't know, put a little stuff in the sugar cane so that the rum comes out a little better at the back end. Because, you know, I can craft. Who knows what I can do? That's the fun of Skull and Bones. I cannot believe people shunned this game as quickly as they did, but there's so many new games coming out that games like this, it's so easy to overlook them. All right, friends. Well, I just want to thank you again for your time for another week of going down further rabbit holes of where my mind takes me each and every weekend. Have I told you about this? You know, again, I just want to take another moment to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you, every single one of you who've liked and who've subscribed. That's just a click. Click on the bell and click subscribe. Even if you never plan on watching again, that helps the show to get noticed. That's all I need. Never asking for any money. Never will ask for money. This isn't monetization, right? I'm good. I'm fine. This is just passion project for me. And I love to do it each and every week. Here we are 13 weeks in, and it seems like I just started yesterday. This has been so much fun. And now I've got my own videos to go back and watch to remind me of the really cool things that I've done in the past, and even some things I've got coming up. You know, I have the ability now to live stream, so I do want to start doing that soon. I had that ability over the last week, but I'm telling you, I got so deep, so deep into Skull and Bones that time got away from me. I fully meant to even live stream some Skull and Bones, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So maybe over the upcoming week, I'll do that. But as always, who knows where my mind's going to take me next week? So why don't you come on back and find out where it does take me? And in the meantime, won't you share this show? Won't you tell your friends about it? Give them another hour of something that they can, pop their headphones in, their earbuds in, and whether they're walking or exercising or driving or whatever they're doing, they too can learn about some things that I can tell them about. With that, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And may it be a blessed week. And may your mind take you to some awesome places as well. Until next week.